As a channel that is dedicated to helping people and is really about answering questions, I kind of base my video topics off of you guys asking questions, giving feedback, and even searching through data on like Google Trends of what is being asked and searched for. One type of person, right, that I have to deal with is a know-it-all. That no matter what I say, no matter what evidence I give, they know better because they have lived it. I'm wrong. No matter how many people in the comments disagree with them, everybody else is wrong. They are right. And it's kind of a bittersweet thing because on one hand, it is frustrating. On one hand, we all know people like that. It's not fun to interact with them. But on the other hand, I do understand where they're coming from. And I will explain because it is a perspective sample size of one. They have their lived experience. And for a lot of people that have smaller sample sizes of interactions, smaller sample sizes of mental approaches, right? Mental elasticity to grow and bend and learn and be open-minded, that is their world, right? They lived it. They don't need science. They don't need a community. They lived it. That's evidence. That's factual. I get that. But when it comes to beard care, there are variables that matter. There are personal variables. There are climate variables. There are regional variables, and they do greatly matter. That's why I take pride on this channel almost always saying, I establish a baseline. You need to evaluate your variables to go up, to go down, sideways, to make those adjustments. Now, there are some facts, right? We can all agree gasoline is not good for your beard. Understood, right? There are some non-negotiables out there, but most things there's a little bit of wiggle room. How much oil should you use? What type of oil should you use? What scents should you like? What products? What tools? There's a lot of variable change that can happen. And I've had some experiences lately that let me sympathize with those know-it-alls. But I wanted to make this video just to give some food for thought that maybe you go through something and you're like, no, everybody else is wrong, or no, that is a wrong situation. And maybe it just opens up the door to be like, maybe it's only in my situation. And I will explain, I absolutely promise you guys, but I should introduce myself. We hopefully have some new people out there. My name is Dan. I'm very passionate about beard care and education and community. If that sounds good to you, just simply drop a free thumbs up, the like button, hype it if you're on your phone, that is awesome. And then above all, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Thank you to those 100,000 plus, 105,000 plus subscribers. You guys are amazing. Hopefully we check this video in years from now and be like, can you believe back when we were at 100K? That was crazy. Those were the old days. Well, yeah, let's not get too far ahead. Okay. Recently, I went on a hiking trip with my beautiful wife, Sam C, to upstate New York. Ithaca, New York. My sister graduated from Cornell Law, so I was kind of familiar with the area. Very interesting place with interesting personalities. I've talked a lot about it on live streams. Upstate New York is a very perplexing vibe to me, but some of the most beautiful hiking I've ever done. We stayed in an Airbnb in Ithaca. I brought all my beard supplies because I knew I was going to be hiking. I knew it was going to be a dirty situation, and we were going to be there for a full week. One thing that I did not use once on the trip, and what I do here during a week, I use 3 to 4 times, was conditioner. Not because I forgot it, not because of any other reason than I didn't feel like I needed it. They definitely had well water. They definitely had different water table than I have here with my city water. And then also, literally yesterday, I got back from a soccer tournament so Michigan, we get to do this. We live over here. I got back from a soccer tournament that was at the bottom corner of Michigan at a hotel. Very different water there, right? Ithaca, it was well water, had an experience. At home, I have city water, different experience. And then this is near Kalamazoo, Michigan to be specific, it was the softest water I'd ever experienced at this hotel, to the point when you get in the shower, it feels like your shampoo, your soap, your body wash never comes off. Absolutely hate that water. That water is worse to me than like the calcium and the water that has all the iron that gives you the stains, and even like the smell where you get like the well water. I would take that over that soft water film and garbage where you're just going over your head and you're like, I still feel like there's product. Hate that water. I don't even want to talk about that water. In Ithaca, I did not need conditioner. One shower, my wife got out of the shower and she goes, oh my gosh, my hair and skin love this water here. I'm like, me too. And then it hit me. If I lived there and that was my baseline, I truly believe I might not need conditioner. Conditioner's main purpose is to prevent tangles and snags in a longer beard. It can also soften and smooth out the hairs a bit, which is very related. If your hairs are not soft and smooth, that's when the tangles and the Velcro happens and then the premature pulling and breakage happen. But my hair was smooth. It was soft. It didn't have a film layer like it was like a water softener. It was phenomenal. Loved the water there. And I could see, if I didn't have a channel with thousands and thousands of guys giving me feedback, literally, where I could live my experience, my bearded life, and not use conditioner, and then see some dude on YouTube who makes money for his career selling conditioner, I could understand being like, scam, snake oil, you salesman, it doesn't do anything, you're ruining beards so you can sell stuff to fix them. I get it. I don't know if I would ever use conditioner in Ithaca, New York with my exact same beard. When I got home, okay, all right, I do need the conditioner. It wasn't seasonal change. It wasn't health. It was simply the water table and maybe some climate impact, but upstate New York and then where I'm at in Michigan, very close, very similar climates. It was the water. I get it. Now, if I had my only experience was in Kalamazoo, Michigan with that water softener, I might think all these products are garbage, that the beard wash never washes out, that my beard never feels right and sits right. That's a very small sample size based on those experiences. But for me, I get to talk to people in Arizona with a wildly dry climate. I get to talk to people in Florida with humid climate, different water table. I get to talk to people throughout the world in these different situations, and it's really helped me understand there's rarely a one-size-fits-all. There's rarely a factual answer, and when you really get into stuff, it's like, what do you need? All these companies are making great quality options. I genuinely stand behind my affiliates. I work with them. I believe them. I help them, and when you do that, they're offering options. And sometimes people get upset and say, oh, they're selling this, they're selling that. You don't have to buy all of them. Your situation is yours. Your needs are yours. Adjust accordingly. If you ever need help, you need a sounding board, somebody to bounce ideas and thoughts off of, I'm available for free. You can email me. You can send me a message on Instagram. You can drop a comment on the video with pride. Me personally, I don't have a team. There's nobody behind the scenes here. I do everything. I get back to every single one of you. So to wrap this up, you guys, I just need you to understand. You absolutely can be living your truth, but it doesn't mean it's the same for everybody else. Just because you don't experience it doesn't mean it's not true. Just because you don't know what that possibly feels like doesn't mean others don't. There really is a value in having vast experiences and opening your mind to perspective. Down below, you guys, can you think of a similar situation where you had like an aha moment, a light bulb moment where you're like, oh, I didn't think about that until I experienced it. Oh, my truth might be different for somebody else. I really think this could be a valuable discussion, and if anything, calm people down. There's no reason to get upset about beard care. If you have a different thought than I do, that's awesome. That's great. Variety is beautiful. Let's just make sure we're having respect for individual, unique situations. My name's Dan C. Bearded. You guys, thank you in advance for your comments. Please stay bearded and stay positive.